Welcome back to another episode. Up to this point, the plan has been to replace the standard Subaru Impreza dash for a digital one. I have now gone back on that decision. I believe by making a custom shroud for this cluster, it should work quite well. It will also save me a lot of time with the wiring. As you can see, the loom just plugs straight in. It should save me about 1,000 British pounds, which is about 1,300 US dollars, or just over 1,000 euros. So as well as time, it will save me a lot of money. In order to get this sat down low enough, however, I will need to just modify the top support of the column. That being said, the next job to do is to modify this part of the column mount so I can get the cluster nice and low in its position. So it was there, so it's going to be moved to around there, which gives us much more clearance for the cluster. Now it's just a case of checking that I can see the dash okay through the top of the steering wheel. Yeah, that's fine. I can have it nice and low down. By moving the top support, you can see how much more space I have in this area. The next job is to make the mounts that will support the display. I want one in the middle at the top and then two at the bottom, and use the factory mounting points. Fortunately, I can also use the plastic guard that came on the Subaru as standard, so that will be fitted to the front of the cluster. Before I tack this mount on, I just need to make sure that it is centre to the column. As you can see at the moment, it's not pretty and it's not fully welded in, but it's enough for me to get the dash display bolted in so I can mock up the shroud, the aluminium shroud for the top. This is the first fit. As you can see, I need to do some work on the sides to get it to fit better. With a bit more trimming, it should be fine. I just have a few more areas to trim, and then I can figure out how this shroud is going to be fixed to the main part of the dashboard. I believe I have got to a point where I can trial fit this loom in the car. I've reduced what I can knowingly, so I'll get it installed in the car. That'll do it. I think I've gone about this the wrong way. I will start with the loom inside the car, and then I will draw the engine loom out to the front to the join here, and then all the smaller bits can be attached. At the moment there's too much to get through the bulkhead. The way the Subaru loom works is it runs around the outside of the chassis leg above the wheel arch. I am not going to do that on this car. I'm going to run it all through the bulkhead. So I'll get everything inside and then draw it to the front. In order to get any of the loom through the firewall, I need to make another hole in this area. I've just installed the ECU mount, so I know what space I have to leave for that. I think on this flat area here, I'm going to make a larger hole so I can get most of the loom through it. So where I'm at with the loom, I am getting as much as the engine loom through that hole as I can, and then I'll figure out the route throughout the engine bay afterwards. Then I'm getting the sensors that I know are going to be on the driver's side through the cabin, and then I have to sort out this big mess. I'm putting as many of the bulky fuse boxes as I can in this area under here. With the majority of the loom in its approximate place, I will now get some of the parts back in to make sure everything will fit. Once the dashboard is installed, there's a lot less room, so I'm going to trial fit it now so I can make sure all the ducting will work. I already have the heater in, so now I will make the cut to the dashboard for the modification that I have done for the cluster unit, and then I'll fit the dash. At this stage I am looking for choke points like the wiring to the speedo. I'm making sure it has a clear path where it needs to go and there aren't too many things in the way. I just need to bend each of these tabs up so I can get the rivet through them. I now have the aluminium shroud fully trimmed up and riveted to the main part of the dash. I've also made the holes in the top of the shroud to bolt through the factory mounting points on this front surround, so that will tuck in nice and neat, and then that will hold the two parts together. I have also decided to go for some flat blade type vents for each of these holes, so I need to bore them out. They are currently 74mm, and the insertion hole for these new vents are 76mm. So the next job is I will file all of these out. With the outlets bored out to the correct size for the new vents, the next thing to do is just to trim any excess off of these brackets. Now I have the rivet holes drilled out. Once again, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next week.